Welcome back to the Just Owen experience. Haha, that's just a little gag. We'll be breaking down Gordon Ryan versus Patrick Gaudio and basically looking at most of the sprawl passing stuff that he's doing and some of the float passing little staples that he does with his leg. And we'll be looking at the takedown portion at the start. All right, so let's just go through the takedown bit. So Patrick goes to shoot a double leg here. Gordon gets the drag grip in with his right hand. Patrick's already lost the far leg and he's going for a single leg head inside. Patrick lets go and tries to disengage at this stage, and Gordon straight away looking for the drag grip here. Gordon manages to get the drag grip in the far hip, but his head is on the outside, so it's easy for Patrick to turn in and face him because of the head position. Come on, Charles, let's break it down. Come on, jump in, this is you, man. All right, demo ensuing, right? Sick. So if your head's on the inside in this position, it's actually easier for you to reach the far lat and easier for you to maintain that position. If your head's on the outside, the problem is that my partner can turn his head in to face me, right? Yes, like this, and I start to slip and lose the grip, and this is exactly what happened in the match. So Gordon's done a counter drag and he reaches for the hip. Patrick starts to turn away. Gordon gets the single leg. From here, it's a head outside single position. Gordon starts to run the pipe. Patrick balances, and then Gordon finishes it with a head club and takes the lion down. Let's move on. So, see, Gordon hits the drag, grabs the hip, clubs, gets the takedown. And straight away, Gordon's going into his patented sprawl passing. So, when Patrick's got the butterfly hook in, you can see generally Gordon's looking for an arm weave grip, right? And that's going to force Patrick to shorten his knee and slightly remove the butterfly hook. And that will allow Gordon to rip the hook out. So this is at 7 minutes in on the video. Let's have a look at the time frames. But yeah, basically every time Gordon goes to do the sprawl pass, he goes for an arm weave first, and then when Patrick shortens his knee, he rips the grip out and then goes to the lat and starts to sprawl on his partner's knee shield, right? So if you've got the hook in, when you put weight on them, they can off balance you. If they just have the knee shield, they have to just shoot their leg through to get an off balance, and that's what Patrick does, but then he ends up in a bottom half guard against Gordon, or a deep half, which is not really where you want to be. Let's do a demo of that as well. Come through, chat. So we're in this position. Assume the position. So Gordon's here starting on the knees. Patrick's got the butterfly hook in, right? So Gordon would like to apply pressure, but when the butterfly hook's in, it's easy for him to eventually get tipped off to the side. So what he's going to do is he puts the arm weave in, right? If Patrick keeps the butterfly hook in, when he's got the arm weave in, it's going to allow Gordon to get his chest over the top and start to smash it. If he keeps forcing his knee to the outside, Gordon will be able to go over the top. So when he puts the butterfly hook in and applies pressure, Patrick's going to have to shorten that knee to keep his knee in line with the shoulder, and that takes this hook out. Then Gordon just rips the hook out and then sprawls straight away and applies pressure. From here, if, let's say...
One sec, my toe's stuck on the cord.
One sec. Hold on. Yep. So if Patrick were to try and get his foot back in, he would have to take his knee to the outside. You see, like, he puts the foot back in, the knee's going to basically be too shallow and you'll either get over the top, or what happens a lot during the match is Patrick's knee just starts to collapse in this direction, and then Gordon's able to start putting his passing together with the crossface and get to mount, which he does many times throughout the match. So that will be a theme basically. Patrick puts the butterfly hook in, Gordon puts the arm weave in, applies pressure till the knee shield comes up to match his shoulder and the foot comes out, and then he'll rip the foot out and just apply pressure from the sprawl pass, where he's just holding the lat, driving his right hip down. Let's continue. Right. So the next is just like 4 more examples of the same thing. So I'll just go through them and explain them, I guess. Right, so 805. Okay, so this next clip is basically exactly the same thing. Patrick's in a bottom half guard here. Gordon's on top, and he's passing to the cross hamstring side. Patrick has the butterfly hook. Gordon rips the butterfly hook out and then goes straight to his sprawl passing. Right hand on the far lat to keep close to his partner. Left hand is blocking the inside knee from coming out, and he's just applying pressure first with his head and then once he feels like he's got his chest over the top of the knee enough, he's going to hit a sprawl. When he hits the sprawl, so this time Patrick didn't actually push away with his knee. Generally, when Patrick starts pushing with his knee, Gaudio will go for a sprawl pass. This time, Patrick hasn't put in any frames, so Gaudio's able to go from the low head camping position to an overback grip with his left arm. So you can see here, we go back a tiny bit. Gaudio's here, he's sprawling, he's putting pressure down with his head, and Patrick's not doing a good job keeping him away with his knee. So Gaudio just goes with his left arm, swims it over the top, and hits the overback grip. Like this. And then he's going to use the overback grip to clear the knee shield, and he gets again into a chest-to-chest half guard. Let's demo that. So we start from this position. Patrick's got his foot to the inside. Gaudio's going to apply pressure in and then just rip the toe to the outside. Once he's got the toe to the outside, he's going to be framing, grabbing the lat and pulling in and sprawling on the knee shield. From here, Patrick doesn't do a good job of keeping his knee in line with the shoulder, and it starts to slip inwards. So it allows Gaudio, from grabbing this knee, he swims his arm over and gets the overback grip. Straight away, he starts to fill the space with his left knee, and then he's looking to clear the knee shield. Depending how your partner has their top knee shield, they could have their legs crossed, they could have like a foot-to-foot position, okay, or they could just have their knee in really tight. So if the knee is in tight like it was, Gaudio generally goes for an underhook, and he's going to grab the tailbone and then lift his elbow up to clear the knee shield. And then from this position, elbow goes over the back and he connects his knee and elbow. And then from here, Patrick's staying curled up in a ball to try and force the deep half guard, but Gaudio does a good job getting under the bridge of the nose, S-gripping, and then he does an elbow flare here to flatten Patrick out. And then from here, he can start to work, you know, either keep the crossface and pass with the crossface, or generally he might get an underhook and then look to shear the knee free and then go to a 3/4 mount, which you see later on in the match. Great, let's move on. So this next clip, basically same again. We're going to start, Patrick's got his toe just on the inside. Gaudio goes with the arm weave grip and rips the butterfly hook to the outside. So we're just going to click on, oops. So he tries to rip the hook out once, doesn't manage, pummels his foot inside, and Patrick just allows the foot to come to the outside. And then Gaudio goes to his high tripod, hips up and head down with the head on the far shoulder, camping. And he's got his hand on the far lat, and he's monitoring the close knee and the close arm. Now he goes for a sprawl. When he goes for a sprawl, Patrick attempts a cross shoulder post as a frame, and Gaudio just swats it to the side with his right arm. Here. That allows Gaudio to get a good quality cross face, and then he can pull himself in as he sprawls so he doesn't get pushed away. And then Gaudio gives up and kicks himself all the way through to a half guard, where Gaudio uses the cross face, flattens him out, and gets the pass, or yeah, he's going to get the pass here. Switches head position with the underhook and is looking to go all the way to 3/4 mount, and he manages to take the mount again. So yeah, common theme there. Basically goes to the sprawl pass. Patrick can either give the mount straight away, or he can shoot his leg all the way through and give the half guard, and then Gaudio's very good at half guard passing, so one way or another he's getting fucked. Cool. Okay, so in this next clip, Gaudio's basically going to put himself back into a half guard. I assume he's just trying to tire out Patrick. And what we see often is that he'll get to a 3/4 mount position, and he's very good at maintaining the 3/4 mount and not allowing the partner to re-guard all the way back to a half guard with an off balance sort of built in. So he puts himself back in the half guard. He frees the knee and pushes it to the floor on the opposite side. And then instead of staying high up with both knees around the hips, he's going to move his right knee back and staple the legs together by sitting on them, pushing off his hands backwards to stop Gaudio from bringing his knees to his chest and to weight his inside leg much better. Here he's just pushing on Gaudio's head just to tire him out again. He gets the feet in, and so his right foot there is hooking behind Patrick's legs. Patrick turns belly down basically, and Gaudio just takes the Dagestani handcuff and forces Gaudio to turtle, and then he just lets him go basically. Let's demo that. So, scenario that happens quite a lot. Gaudio will get to a chest-to-chest half guard. Okay, let's turn a bit this way. And he'll manage to free the knee. So sometimes he'll do it with a cross face, or near side underhook, and sometimes he'll just do it with a post, and he'll be turning his knee to the inside. So for example, if Gaudio has an underhook here, he'll just go for a post and he'll shear the knee free and then push the knee down to the floor. So if he stays in this position with the knees like equal over the hips, partner can get the elbow to the inside and push and free their bottom knee, and then turn into face you quickly, and they get all the way back, right, all the way to like a knee shield half guard. So when we get to this position, the hands are on the floor, there's no time to address the elbow. Gordon's going to back step, so he's sitting on the knees, and temporarily his knee here is going to be heavier. So when the opponent goes to deal with the knee, either with a hip post, okay, he can go to an underhook and walk that free and get the head position, or he can go with an elbow on the inside, right? When he goes with the elbow on the inside, it allows the cross face. So Gordon's going to grab the cross face and apply the cross face, okay, and then it's going to give him an easy clearance to mount. So you see that happen all the time, basically. Every time Gordon gets the knee free to 3/4 mount, he posts the hands on the floor and he floats his weight over the inside knee, and then it's hard for the partner to re-guard all the way back to like a knee shield half guard. Nice. Okay, so for the next clip, this is like some of Gordon's loose passing that he's updated. So Gordon does a very good job like doing an inside pommel over the legs to get his foot on the close hip, but often your partner brings their knee shield in as you do. So I'll play that one more time. We're in this position. He lets him turtle and re-guard. So from here, Gordon straight away controls the leg, steps over, and as Patrick brings his knee shield in, Gordon goes to slap it down and pommel his leg back over the top of it with his far hand. Let's demo that. So we'll be here. Partner's on their back, and Gordon's managed to do a quick step over. So sometimes you can step backwards, but if they open this space with their knee, then it's difficult. You step in front. So whilst in this position, it's hard for me to defend this knee coming in. So Gordon's going to apply pressure and encourage the knee to come in. And as the knee comes in more, Gordon's going to switch with his left hand, sometimes his right hand, and do a slap. So you see him do both. You see him do a right hand slap and a left hand pressure. And then he's going to basically pummel his shin over to this position. So he's stapling the top shin. He's sitting his hip on his hip. And then his next goal is generally to get the hand on the head, and then from here, as your partner like kicks and bridges, basically he's going to land with a cross face and controlling the hip, able to flatten the partner out and then basically solidify the pass. So you see, like as soon as he lets him square up, he keeps the grip, he goes for a step over, Patrick's there, he does a slap and drops, and then controls the head and sits all the way down. So yeah, that was something new that I hadn't seen Gordon do before. Very nice. All right, let's move on. Cool, so this next clip, we don't have to go through it again, but basically Gordon does exactly the same sequence twice in a row. So he did this like 50 seconds earlier in the match, forced Gaudio to turtle, he allows him to re-guard, and as soon as he re-guards, he goes into his high step pummeling. So he steps over the inside leg here, Gordon puts in the knee shield, Gaudio puts in the knee shield, and Gordon's still got a staple on the shin with his right hand. So he's pushing the shin down with a C grip, and as he feels Gaudio pushing with that top knee, he's going to use his cross hand and push the knee down to the floor and then pummel his right leg over. So he's stapling the top leg with his right shin. And then at this point, he looks for a cross face with his left hand. He manages to get the cross face, and then from there drives his knee to the floor and is able to drop his elbow next to the partner's hip and basically connect knee and elbow, or get to a sort of leg drag position, side control position to get the fast. So yeah, that happened twice in a row there. I'm pretty sure it happened at other point during the match, but haven't found it. Cool. All right, so this is the finishing sequence. Gordon starts in a head and arm sort of position, and I assume because he wanted the arm bar, he didn't finish this, or he probably could have finished it, anything he wanted at that point. So he gets the head and arm, actually extracts his choking arm, just so he can cut angle to take the back a bit cleaner. So he sits through and takes the back. He traps the arm in classic like straight jacket style. So this is where it gets interesting. He's got like a straight jacket. He could obviously go for his normal like short choke finishes, but he does a Kimura grip and pushes Patrick down just a little bit and gets his left foot over the hand as well. So I guess he's temporarily trapping the hand with his left foot instead of the right, whilst he gets his right knee over the shoulder, just there with a little shoulder post with his right hand to help it along. So It's like a back triangle threat, but also a shoulder triangle, which is the new stuff that he's been showing. So he goes back to his Kimura grip here, throws the right leg over the top of the head, and he's keeping his feet together as much as possible to stop the like explosive bridges and twists. Then he's crossing his legs over Gaudio's hands to break the grip. So he gets a triangle over the hands, makes it very uncomfortable with the Kimura grip for your partner to keep hold. And he crosses his legs and basically goes to rip the arm out. Once he rips the arm out, he straight away switches to the burrito grip, where you're holding the hand basically with two hands. At the moment he's got like a rear naked choke grip, but he's going to shorten that left arm to the wrist, and he does. And at the same time, he's locking his legs in a triangle. So when Patrick tries to sit up, it's very difficult. And if he tries to, you know, spin his wrist in one direction, it's going to be very difficult. And he gets the finish there pretty easily. So let's go through that. Come in. All right. So let's go from the black. Cool. So we're here. So Gordon starts on his partner's back, and he's actually rolled through and already managed to get the grip on the hand. He goes to threaten the strangle. He goes for his stomp and then throws the leg over the top and control his shin, cross the legs. He doesn't control his shin, but that's an option there. So from here, Gordon goes back to his Kimura grip on the second wrist. Okay, and basically his goal is to push Patrick's body down his body. So he does it incrementally. First way he does it is just a push with his hands. Then he switches his left leg. So see, legs are crossed initially. He switches, so his left foot is just blocking that hand. So let's say Patrick's got tension with his right hand, like his hand was here trying to sneak back in under the arms, right? He's got tension there. Okay, he's going to use that tension when he switches his left foot and he pushes on the shoulder. He uses that tension to climb up the body a little bit, right? So he switches to a thumb post on the shoulder, then goes back to his Kimura grip. And at this point, the feet stay uncrossed. Right, Patrick's trying to basically bridge to get his hand through. Gordon's keeping his feet locked very tight, and he's going to choose a moment to bring his elbow in front and then swing the leg over the top and keep pressure down on Patrick's head and his feet together as much as possible. So he kicks and sits up, sort of forward shift motion. Patrick's manages to get his arms connected here. Okay, and then when he does, Gordon initially tries to cross with his legs over this way to break the grip, and finds that with this way to break the grip, finds that it's not working, and he switches to the opposite side to crush the hands. Okay, once he opens the grip, he then goes holding the hand as soon as possible. So he pulls, opens the grip, switches, so he's holding Gaudio's hand, and then his second hand goes to the wrist, and then he looks to lock a triangle behind his partner's head. So when Gaudio tries to sit up, he's got enough pressure on the shoulder to stop him, and he's able to control the direction the wrist is pointing, and he just pushes it over his left hip whilst bridging and flaring the knees to get the finish. And that is how Gordon dismantled Gaudio.
Beautiful.
Sick. Thanks, guys. Welcome back to the Charles Eoghan Experience. Thanks, everyone. Thanks.